Welcome back to another video. I'm joined here with Covert Digital Media, also known as Damen.
What's up, guys?
Today we are going to talk about business, who he is, who I am, what we both do, and how we work together. Also, we're going to clean some shoes. So let's get started. All right, cool. So we're just going to put the laces to the side just now, and we'll move on to them later. As of right now, we're just going to check the undersole for any rocks, bits of glass, and start picking them out. So tell me, Damen, what made you want to get into photography?
It's something that I've always been interested in doing from quite a young age. Usually people like getting their phones, using their phones in photography. I think everyone's always chasing that next best thing when it comes to a phone, but to upgrade from there is to get a camera. And when I first started, I didn't know what camera to start with, to be honest. So my partner, one day on Christmas, I think it was 3 years ago, she bought me a Canon 100D. Went through some medical issues with myself, got sarcoidosis on the lungs, which caused me to be put on a steroid treatment. When I was on the steroid treatment, I ended up having insomnia, couldn't sleep, missus couldn't deal with me. So I spent a whole week studying photography, and it was something that was really, really intriguing, and also having a creative side on photography was something I was really interested in doing. Lots of different things you can do with photography. Then I pushed into videography, but now we're 3 years in, a year into videography, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well for myself. Obviously, money's not coming in, not a major amount of money's coming in. Obviously, I'm still working with small businesses like yourself.
Yep.
I'm still a small business. And that's what I'm aiming to do, target people as small businesses to help them help me attach myself to businesses like that. So when small businesses become bigger businesses, my name then also gets out.
Yeah, and building a portfolio as well.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. At the end of the day, if you're watching this video and you know of me, what I do, and my social media, you know what kind of creative style I go for. Damen's very much the same. We done a video at a skate park, and yeah, I mean, what it comes down to more than money is passion, because on the days where things aren't going as planned, maybe there's not enough money coming in, or maybe you make a really sick video and it's not getting the kind of reach that you would expect. At the end of the day, it's not really why we do these things. It's actually more down to passion and fun. You know, I can watch that video over and over, and talking about legacy and all that stuff that I have in the past, it's to look back on one day and be like, you know, it doesn't matter how far we get, whoever's watching me on social media or just enjoys the content I make, or with Damen here, you know, that means more really than becoming an influencer or something like that. It's not really about that at the end of the day. It's more just passion.
And getting the views and becoming an influencer in future is just a bonus for both of us.
100%, it's just a bonus to reach a wider audience. Because not only are we both creative, but we like to entertain, we like to make fun videos. It's funny to us. I'm sure some of you enjoy the videos, and you know, kind of leaving that positive impact.
Just like today's going to probably be a funny video.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit wild. I can imagine it's probably going to be a lot more bloopers than there is normal talking in this video. So
stick till the end and you'll see all the crazy stuff that we say.
Cool. So we've now picked out all the rocks, any shards of glass, any debris inside the sole. Now we're going to start cleaning the sole with solution and some brushes. But before we do that, let's put these shoe trees inside the shoe. Okay. Before I can show you how it works, but basically, depending on whatever shoe tree you can have like a spring shoe tree. You literally just slide it in. But for these ones, shout out Shoe Stack for gifting me these. Legend. Yeah, there we go. Get that. And now there's 8 holes in this shoe tree. Luckily, these are a size 8, and that's as far as they go. So all we're gonna do, what you do is you take it out, you find out what size of shoe you are, and then you just count the holes. You go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. And then size 8, so on the end there. I've set yours up for you. Cool. So you just kind of, oh, what happened there? Nothing. You just kind of slide it in. Like this, yeah. There you go. And then literally just press down. That's it. There you go. Sweet. This also helps keep the shape. If you've got any creases in your shoes, this thing's ideal. Get yourself a pair of shoe cheese. Sweet. Right.
I know for people that usually wear trainers that, like my brother for instance, he likes his trainers not having any creases in it at all.
Yeah, 100%. You can also get crease guards. There's a few brands out there that do them, and basically you literally have it inside your shoe at all times when you're walking, when you're outside, whatever. It doesn't crease your Air Forces or any other shoe that you've got. Sweet. So you get two brushes here. You get two brushes. You get soft brush, stiff brush, right? And for the sole can take quite a lot of damage, right? You can really get into it. So you want to use the stiff brush for the sole to really get in there, get in all the nooks and crannies, and yeah, get all the surface dirt off and all the dirt inside the sole. So how we do that then is we've got our makeshift solution, because I ran out. And basically what we do is give this a little spray. It's going everywhere, that's great. Fucking hell. And then with your stiff brush, we'll just dip it in this water here. Get this the brush wet. Sweet. And you just start brushing. Cool. So Damen, when you started your business, right, your little side hustle here, that hopefully one day we take into full time for the both of us.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel when the first brand contacted you to do not only a collab, but a partnership?
So I came across a brand called Mad Jack Blades on Instagram, and when I was watching a few YouTube videos while I was still learning how to do photography, there was a lady I came across that mentioned if you go onto Instagram, you can look at, it's an instant portfolio on businesses, so you can instantly see what the image quality is like by just looking at their profile. So that was a very good indication. I looked at his page. I really liked his blades, but could tell that he didn't have a professional level in photography or videos or content creation for his brand. So I sent him a message. He didn't really respond to the doing professional photos for him. So what I did, took my own initiative, buy a blade, took the photos of the blade, sent him the professional images, and then he was instantly like, wow, that was really good. We want to be in partnership. I was like, yeah. So that's how that started. So Mad Jack Blades, promoting the brand here, but he's an absolute amazing guy, genuine guy, and he makes blades that's beautiful and it's good for military use, for bushcraft stuff. But yeah, one of the first brands that I came across, and I got when we got into partnership, I was over the moon.
Yeah.
One of that feeling that when you actually the first step into success.
That's literally it. That's what it feels like.
First step into success, yeah.
I wouldn't even call it a small win. I think it's
quite a big win for someone that's just starting out.
Just starting out, yeah. For me, shout out Kai, stay clean. Yeah, for me, shout out Kai, stay clean daily. Back in 2024, started my business in April, and when it came to December, Stay Clean Daily approached me and says, look, we like what you do, let's send a kit over, you can review it. Not only did I review it, I made some fucking class videos for them as a thank you, but I was absolutely over the moon, just like you were saying there, in the way that I live with this block and stuff like that. You're literally trying to make dreams possible from really humble beginnings. So it was nice that, social media is a thing, and that's why we're doing all this stuff as well, having a social media presence. But what that actually did was find me a partnership deal, and it's really nice. I love being a part of something like that. I was absolutely over the moon when it came through. It was like Christmas came early. So yeah, thank you, Kai.
The one thing I will mention is when you're as small as we are at the minute with the business, you do find there's partnerships. We are super loyal to that because we want to keep these brands on.
Yeah.
We want to stay in partnership because we're all small and we all want to achieve big things. So you want to keep that loyalty. And I feel like that's something that we both do.
Growing together, it's a big thing. Doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are. Everyone here in this kind of entrepreneurial journey, we're all in the same kind of boat, So it's nice to not just kind of have a community with whoever you're working with, but to meet with each other, collab with each other. A lot more people have the similar mind as you. You just need to go out and meet them and see them. For instance, he's not only a camera guy, he's never really seen or made content with shoes, the kind of style that I do it. And it doesn't matter though, because we put two minds together and something great comes out of it. Yeah, so I got another kind of partnership thing, not necessarily a partnership, but it was really nice to meet this person. But before I get onto that, I messaged about 20 people through text, through DMs, just trying to get some sort of, not even necessarily a collab, but just a network and just kind of learn a little bit more about business and what everyone does and trying to get connected, trying to get my presence out there. Yeah. And, you know, I probably texted about 20, 30 people and only one got back to me. So Bernardo, shout out to you, Shoe Stack, the man. Got to meet him at his little compound where he does all his stuff, where he sells all the shoe boxes. Okay. And yeah, we spoke for quite a long time, just talking about everything, where he's at, how he got into what he was doing. And then I told him what I'm doing now, because he's, you know, I would say he's pretty up there already, yeah. But it was really nice to see, like, hearing how humble he is, talking about his story. And then, you know, I'm still doing what I'm doing. So I'm at where he was talking about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you talk to people, not necessarily in the same industry of work, but also just people like-minded. Because yeah. When you first start out in a business like this, you don't even know what the first step is to progress into success.
Yep.
So when I first started, I had no idea, didn't know who to talk to. So it was just like I needed to learn how to do photography, needed to build a portfolio. But when you're building a portfolio, such as yourself, you're also building a portfolio. You needed not technically photography portfolio, but just networking with people. It's hard to do that to begin with because you don't know the first steps into doing it.
I had no fucking clue when I started.
Yeah. So when you meet like-minded people that's business orientated and want success, like yourself, like me, it's good that you get a different perspective on how businesses are run. So
yep.
That you can also then connect, move on to other people, learn how they do things, and then progress yourself.
Yeah, and you know, I'm almost at 1,000 followers on Instagram alone. And I think when Stay Clean Daily approached me, I was probably on about just shy of 200 odd followers. So even connecting with him, got to learn a lot. And just going through the motions, you know, shout out to all my fucking friends, fucking, you know, sometimes they're my biggest hype men. They say, you know, it's crazy to see where you're at even just now because, you know, there was cases where, you know, I'd be using a steamer and the steamer broke. There was things that weren't working, things that weren't actually going ahead, or maybe I'd go and film a content video and it would be completely shit. Things were never really going to plan when I first started. We didn't really know where we wanted to take this whole shoe cleaning thing. And to keep on pushing on and doing what I'm doing now, you know, it seems so simple, but there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes that, you know, would have made or break me even right now. We're not even at a stage where, like, you know, are we investing thousands and thousands of fucking pounds into something that might get us money or might not, you know, it's even just the practical stuff just now.
100% understand that. I mean, camera gear it costs a lot of money. Camera gear costs thousands of pounds.
Oh yeah.
And especially when you haven't got the clientele to back that up. So I've not even made money back yep. on the kit I bought. And I'm still doing a lot of stuff for free because I just need to network with people. So I 100% get that you put a lot of money and time into what you're doing, and it's just slow steps forward. It feels like it's always one step forward, 3 steps back.
Oh yeah.
Always, and then but you have to keep pushing, and keep grinding.
Yeah, and you know, being in the army, if anyone who knows me more on a personal level or anyone that's ever talked to me about it, they know that my main job and my main source of income is being in the army. But to have a passion or a purpose that's bigger than what you're doing just now that you need to go out and chase, you know, there was a lot of sleepless nights, even just cleaning shoes, you know, like, you got to really find the mindset for it. You know, you're working all day long and then, you know, it's like 6 p.m. Why are you wanting to go and clean shoes until 3 a.m. and then work the next day? And we're making up for the time that we don't have. And right now we're chasing instability for being stable in the future, you know. 100%. Why would I be stable just now when I'm no, it doesn't matter what age you are. No, I'm 22 years old. It doesn't matter, you know. We do what we do now so we can build the foundations to then live the life that we want in the future. We've done the soles now. We're looking pretty spotless. Not looking too bad. We had to just go and rinse them off really quickly. And now we're going to move on to the midsole here, yeah? So the midsole, all we really do here is get the solution with the stiff brush again, go over it very quickly, and then what I like to do to save time is get one of these wire brushes here, and then we just go over it quickly, and you'll instantly see the difference. So let's fucking do that. So I'm just gonna go mental here. Why not? Oh yeah. There we go, sweet. Wet the brush up a little bit.
So hard brush first, yeah?
Yeah, hard brush first. Knock off any bits of loose dirt. Maybe we like it raw. Yeah, just kind of go over it and then, just give it a good scrub round and round, and then I only do like one lap round basically, right? And then I get the wire brush out. And then just go tonto on the soles. It's actually crazy, man. So see, when I first started brushing, again, you're just learning how to clean shoes, right? Yeah. I never even thought about using wire brushes or anything like that. And when you're actually a shoe cleaner, you have to kind of test different brushes and steamers on different materials of shoe. Suede or leather or synthetic, suede, mesh, all these things, and you actually realize, you get to know what's good for what kind of material. Okay. But yeah, learning the wire brush method is it's a game changer, man, because it really makes a huge difference compared to what a brush would. I mean, you can also brush and get the steamer in there, and it still looks good. But when you use this wire brush, man, it really makes a difference.
I can see the difference already.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? When you're cleaning your shoes, don't be afraid to really fucking get in there. There's lots of dirt. You don't know how long these shoes have been dirty for. You can have shoes that have been dirty for months. People don't care about the shoes, but it's also about hygiene, inside and out. Either way, sometimes the dirt on the surface is a bastard to clean. So you really got to get in there, man. You got to treat it like it's your bitch. When it comes to being hygienic, you want to be healthy. You want to be clean. And a lot of people don't think about it a lot, but it's definitely worth keeping your shoes inside and out clean for just hygiene purposes only. When you have dirty shoes on the inside, your feet actually kind of heat up a lot more, and then when you take your shoes off and you're wondering why the fuck do my feet smell like fucking, really bad. It's not just your feet in a sense, it's also all the dirt build up inside there. Especially if you've got fucking, I've got a dog, you get dog hairs in your shoe, it's about really keeping on top of all of it. Yeah. What is going to be the main factor that brings people to you, to contact you, to get you over to basically photograph the whole thing?
Yeah, well, that's one of the hardest things, so photography, my business and what I do is very niche at the minute, so there's not many people out there that need my service. So I'm trying to venture out. Obviously, I've done some stuff for Back to Life, which is totally new to me. I've done some maternity shoots, I've done newborn shoots, I've done military stuff, now I'm doing some of this stuff. But the main thing I want to get into eventually when I go more into full-time photography and videography would be weddings. But weddings is a funny one because as a guy, 85% of the time it'll be a woman that's planning the wedding. As much as you disagree with that or you agree with that, that's normally what happens, is the woman will plan the wedding, and she's usually looking for a female photographer because it's that instant connection, they feel more comfortable around him, and the dude never really wants to deal with any of the wedding stuff. He's just like, yeah, you do everything, my love, and we'll get married however you want because you're my princess. But that's fine. That's normally how it goes, isn't it? The guy just pays out of his pocket and she plans it all. But then that's what makes it hard for me, because I'm a guy and I'm also military. It's going to be hard for me to get into that sector of business. Yeah. And that there's a lot of female photographers out there that are really well known.
Yeah.
So that's a hurdle I'll get over.
So it's actually an interesting point, to be honest, to think about. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Something I've thought about, and I know that's going to be a stepping stone or something that's going to be in the way.
So it's more about how do you come across where you're kind of neutral on both ends then, you know what I mean? So although you're a man, what is the...
So the way I connect with them normally is because I've got 4 kids. So
right.
The easiest thing to do is talk about my kids to them, so they instantly feel a bit more at ease in that I'm a nice guy, I'm not just some random weirdo.
Taking photos.
Family and I'm responsible and an adult, that's the instant connection I get with you know.
Not just some fucking Dexter Morgan taking photos of
like
people.
Just some random dude, I'll meet you at this location with a camera. And,
Tonight.
But yeah, 100%. People, I've had people message me like, I'll wait until my partner gets home before you come in and do whatever. Like I need my male partner to be involved or be there for it to happen, which I'm totally fine with.
It's an interesting thing to talk about there because, I mean, at the end of the day, what you're doing, you always want to keep that level of professionalism anyway. Yeah. So it's funny that that's even kind of a thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because
it's not everyone knows that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I can only imagine if you were more of a household name, more of a following or influence, then people wouldn't even think like that because they know the trust is already there. Yeah. They've seen the work, they trust the work, and then they also just trust you, you know. Yeah. So,
which is another reason why I'm putting my face in front of cameras right now, is because usually I'm the one behind the camera, but for me to be in front of the camera also shows my personality can come across. People, so you guys can get to know me as a person and see I'm not some weird murderous guy that runs through the woods with a camera, you know, whatever. I'm a nice guy. I just want to do what I do because I love
he just wants to take photos of you, that's all.
Well, what's that? What's
Dexter?
What's the Damen? Just I want to take some photos. Just sit there and take some photos.
Yeah, cool. So, before we move on, you can already see the difference in results there. So yeah, let's get that up there. Look at that, fucking hell.
Yeah, that whole bottom piece looks good.
Crazy, innit? Yeah, so I mean the soles are still wet, but it's alright.
Why that is compared to that?
Yeah, 100%. You might be able to see it here. So we've not cleaned the uppers yet. Already the midsole is looking so much neater. I mean, I guarantee you can see it for that camera right now.
Yeah, I'll even zoom in for you.
There you go, zoom right in. Sweet. So, let's move on. Right. We have now done the sole, the midsole. We're going to now move on to the uppers, right? Because they're fucking bogging, right? So we're going to get these sorted. All right, so what we do is, now you grab the soft brush, right? Go like this, fucking give that a good spray. Spray the shoe. Yes. Get that fucking wet. And then, yeah, and then wet your brush, wet your brush in there. Yeah. Class. Right, and then you just fucking start going to town. Now, because it's a softer brush, you can actually, you know, put some pressure behind it. It's not really going to make a difference. Not going to do any harm. Fucking hell. So, let's put up the results. Not looking too bad, yeah. This is just the outside, so we're not going to cover the insides on this video. It's more about just kind of how to quickly get your shoes clean for you guys to watch and see the process, and for you to learn a skill. Maybe we can do something like the insides another time, but it's just the same process really. So yeah, and then for these laces, we're just going to let them soak with some solution and water, and yeah. So if you want to get your shoes cleaned, or you want to follow for more tips and tricks, hit me up on my social medias, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, or feel free to DM me and we'll get your shoes looking back to life. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification, drop a comment. I'd love to hear about any questions you have, or what your favorite part was in the video. Or if you think these shoes look fresh, or if I should just bin them. Thank you guys for watching. Catch us on the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm broke as fuck. If you're looking to get engaged, or you're thinking about
I've got a ring for you.
Fucking hell. Licking his fucking balls at 5 AM in the morning, man. Keeping me up, I hate it. Using it for personal use, oh no.